Why don't you?
Now.
Huh?
Go. Hey, stop.
Rebel Media.
Hey.
No.
We're being sued. Now, I'd like to say you won't believe who's doing the suing, but if you know anything about this individual who's suing us, then you'd know it was just a matter of time. Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News. And you know, Canada has lost its marbles so bad lately that somewhere between churches being intentionally set on fire and an unnecessary election just 2 years after the last, it's become hard to keep up with all of the layers of craziness going around. Which brings me to today's report. A couple of weeks ago, we learned we are being sued by the serial litigator Jessica Simpson, formerly known as Jonathan Yaniv. I'm going to walk you through some of this nonsense lawsuit, but first I've got to ask for your help. We've hired a sharp lawyer. His name is Daniel H. Coles from Owen Bird Law Corporation so that he could get started on this case. Coles has already filed our legal response to the suit, so please, if you can, help us continue to defend ourselves by contributing towards all of our legal fees by pulling out another device and donating at yanivtrial.com. This suit is designed to silence us, to stop us from reporting on the facts as we see them, especially those facts that the mainstream media won't dare to cover. To state that the cost we've already incurred to report on this individual have been high is an understatement. My colleagues have taken flights to update you on the lawsuits against hardworking beauticians simply because they were caught off guard and then declined to wax Simpson's male genitalia. In addition to flights, we've had to hire bodyguards many times while we're reporting on this person because Simpson is a violent person who not only utters verbal threats of bodily harm like this.
Stop. I will kill you. You're going to send another bomb threat to my phone? I'm watching you. Get away from my car. Get away from my car. What do you not understand, you
No, Simpson follows through on threats. Like that time, my colleague David Menzies was attacked with a pink cane after questioning Simpson about a string of inappropriate, explicit messages with minor girls.
Jonathan, why do you send sexually explicit messages to young girls?
Hey, go away.
Huh?
Go away.
Huh?
My iPad.
Why don't you?
Now.
Huh?
Go away. Are you kidding me? Go away. That's assault. Go away. You just smashed your cane over my head.
Or the time when my former colleague Cian Bexty was punched in the head for simply asking if Simpson would plead guilty to an offense.
Yaniv, will you be pleading guilty? What?
Go.
No,
Go.
don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Hey, stop. Go away from me.
Even Simpson's own mother has put our reporters at risk, but thanks to donations from people like you, we were able to hire 2 bodyguards that intervened before Simpson's mother could assault my other colleague, Sheila Gunn-Reid, when she was covering a court appearance of Simpson's.
Jonathan, are you going to plead guilty to assaulting my colleague, Cian Bexty?
Rebel Media. Rebel Media.
Hey.
No.
Okay, keep your hands off me.
Whoa.
But somehow Simpson's lawsuit paints Simpson as the victim of Rebel News journalism. That's weird because I just showed you a few times Simpson tried to victimize our journalists, all on camera. Let's go through a bit of this feeble attempt to bully and silence us. Now, get this. Section 6 of Simpson's lawsuit reads, leading up to the events described herein, the plaintiff that Simpson had a valued and unblemished reputation in the province of BC and elsewhere in Canada and throughout the world. Unblemished? Are we even talking about the same person you just saw in those clips? Anyway, Simpson alleges in Section 9 that Rebel News has vilified the plaintiff for our own monetary purposes in relation to human rights complaints. But I just showed you that it costs us an enormous amount of money to report on Simpson, but getting to the truth is worth it. The suit also alleged we have defamed and harassed Simpson through making fair comment about the highly documented behavior of Simpson, leading to, at least according to Section 14, damage to Simpson's professional and personal reputation, and that we have called Simpson's character into disrepute. How does anybody read that with a straight face? Simpson is saying that we are responsible for reputational damage instead of reflecting on who is responsible for the actual actions, which is Simpson. This seems legit, doesn't it? Let's go on. Simpson's asking for general damages, punitive damages, aggravating damages, and costs, and for us to, according to Section 3 of the relief sought, no longer publish any further content regarding Simpson or Simpson's family on an indefinite basis. An indefinite basis. This is a censorship and extortion lawsuit, and we are having none of it at Rebel News. We've responded. We're fighting back, and we're not going to be bullied the way Simpson bullied 2 handfuls worth of immigrant beautician women who wouldn't wax her male genitals. We have had our lawyers respond. We will publish the response here at yanivtrial.com so you can read it. Our lawyers meticulously address each and every one of Simpson's ridiculous attempts to send a legal chill across our reporting. I won't go through it all. We will do that in court, but there is a taste of what Simpson is in store right here. Let's take a look at Section 5, 6, and 7. Taken as a whole, the notice of civil claim is prolix, vexatious, and embarrassing, and it does not contain a concise statement of the material facts giving rise to the claim or meaningfully inform the defendant of the case that has to meet. That means Simpson isn't in some quasi-judicial human rights tribunal anymore. No, Simpson is now dealing with real lawyers in a real court. In for the response of the whole of the notice of civil claim, Rebel News says that the publications complained of understood in their entirety for accuracy and context concern. It's fair, accurate, and good faith reporting on matters of public interest without malice, namely the plaintiff's numerous BC Human Rights Tribunal proceedings, her criminal conduct and related proceedings, her ongoing involvement in civil proceedings, and her public persona, and its editorial comments with respect to the same, which in the context in which they were made were immediately recognizable as comment based on stated, indicated, or fact otherwise known by viewers of Rebel News. And Rebel News says the plaintiff has committed within action as a strategic lawsuit against public participation for the purpose of intimidating and silencing the defendant and to chill free speech. That's where we are with this lawsuit. Unlike the mainstream media that chose to continuously ignore most of Simpson's concerning acts, we continue to follow up on the matter of public interest and public concern that is Jessica Simpson, formerly known as Jonathan Yaniv. To catch up on those concerning acts, especially since there is no way I could mention them all in this report, please go to yanivtrial.com. And while you're there, please donate what you can to help us stop this nuisance attempt to silence and censor us. I'm Drea Humphrey, and this is Rebel News. At Rebel News, we fearlessly bring you the other side of the story, unlike the woke-plagued mainstream media. If you appreciate what we do here, please help us defend ourselves in this court case by donating what you can at yanivtrial.com. We appreciate your support.